major gypsy jazz ending chords. My name is Nolan, and in this series of videos I'm answering your questions on playing gypsy jazz guitar. And I got a question from Kevin, who was looking for some cool ending chords in gypsy jazz. And in this video I'm going to show you some options in a major key. So you get to the very end of the piece and you do your ending lick, and then finally you rest on the last chord, and that's what we're talking about, the ending chord. So let's say we're in G major. Here's a few options, okay? So you might finish with something like this. That would be ending lick, and then you play the chord. So here's one. You can actually just play the note itself. Okay, so just so you know, that definitely works. You just play the root note, G, and it sounds great. Kevin's looking for some chords, so this would be the first chord that I might put in. Depends on the context, but I might play this chord. And that's got that kind of like, whoa, it's got that kind of cool jazz sound. So that's a G7 with a flat 5. So G, F, B natural, and then a C sharp there. And that's a G7 with a flat 5. So that's got quite a good kind of jazz sound there. So again, if I'm finishing with that chord, it's going to be, and you can kind of strum it softly to kind of give it that kind of, you know, it gives it more effect. You're not going to go like that. You're going to go and let it ring so you can hear the notes there. And then the note that's making that chord sound cool is the, so it's the kind of dissonant note. But it works for an ending chord because it kind of leaves the audience, kind of listener, kind of like, ooh, that sounds really interesting, and you know, it's a nice way to end. So if I was doing that in C, I would the ending lick would be like this. And then there's the C with the flat 5. C, B flat, E natural, F sharp. Again. And just lightly strum it. So there's in G, there's in C. Also, depending on what key you're in, you can use harmonics, which sound cool. So in G, you always know that on the 5th fret, that's the tonic. There's G, so you can play the harmonics on the 5th fret. And I'll give an example. So like that. So you're going to play the harmonics kind of from the D string downwards, just lightly touching on the 5th fret there. So, and that's G. And you might play the harmonic and then kind of play the root note after it. So again. Also important where you put it, so it goes da 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 do da dum. So there's that little gap, ba bo do dum, and then you know you're going to be playing with other people. So the idea is that you all do that ending chord at the same time. So the bass player will just play bum. The rhythm guitar guy just might go, you know, G major, and you're the one that maybe add the, and that's what's going to sound good, or the harmonics. The C harmonics, that's interesting because you can do the harmonics on the 7th fret and then you're going to get the flat 5 sound. So you might go, and then you've got that flat 5. This is quite a cool chord actually. C, G, then with your first finger, harmonics on the 7th fret, giving it that sound. Flat 5. That's another chord you could do there. C, E, A, D, F sharp. Yeah, or here. And then another chord which sounds cool. So if you're in G, you could finish on this chord, which is the same as the C. I did that for the C one now. So in G it would be. It's basically that A major triad over the G. But the theory doesn't mean anything. It's that sound. It sounds really strange. You wouldn't use that chord as the first chord, for example, so you're using it as the ending chord to kind of let it ring and leave the listener with a kind of like a vibe, you know. So let's just recap those chords. So in G, we could go sounds great when you just hit the single bass note. In C, nothing wrong with that. With the flat 5 option, and in C, the harmonic option, and in C, we use the harmonic option to get that flat 5 sound. That's quite cool. And then the other option, C major with the flat 5. And in G, that would be like there. So there's some options. Again, if you're in another key, like for example, if you're going to play a piece in E major, then I would definitely be tempted to go, you know, playing a big E there. You know, if you're playing the guitar, you've got certain chords which are going to sound great, open as possible. So, you know, if you're in a piece which, like the Troublon Bolero, you know, that kind of chord is going to sound great for E major. So. But anyway, there's a few ideas to give you some options for ending chords for pieces in a major key. And again, just use them. Make sure you're going to play them at the right time and play them tastefully, and they're going to sound really great. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question, then just send me an email at questions@gypsyjazzsecrets.com, and I'd love to make a video for you. Okay, all the best.